Lymphatic drainage is an amazing tool to help get rid of fluids from your extremities into your lymph nodes in your abdominal area. With that being said, however, if you do have any heart condition, especially that of congestive heart failure, please get this cleared as a safe practice for you with your doctor. Because if you have congestive heart failure, this may overwhelm your heart and not be very good for you. So again, please get this cleared with your doctor, because what we're doing is we're taking fluids from your extremities of your legs and processing them in your abdominal area to be taken up by your lymph nodes to then be excreted out through urination. Let's start with abdominal breathing. So like I mentioned, the goal of this is to bring the fluids from our extremities up into the abdominal cavity where the lymph nodes will pick it up, process it. So essentially when we're doing abdominal breathing, we're going to activate that diaphragm, that dome-shaped muscle that you just saw. So essentially you are going to breathe with your belly like so. See how my belly distended right up into my hand? That is because I'm using my actual diaphragm muscle to breathe. As you can see, I'm not breathing with my chest, and all the movement is coming from that belly. So place one hand right on your chest and the other on your belly. The first 4 seconds should come from breathing with your belly, and maybe the last second should come from your chest rising. So the first 4 seconds, rising to the ceiling with your belly, and the last second, your chest. So keep focusing on that. Get those lymph nodes activated in that area. By the way, you can do these exercises that I'm about to show you in this video 2 to 3 times a day if you want to. And if your situation is bad, I would definitely recommend to do that initially. So now with just about the weight of your hand, you're going to start to draw the fluids from your legs into your belly button area. Again, this is a very lightweight pressure that you're putting with your hands as you're drawing the fluids upward. So a lot of people tend to think you have to put a lot of pressure, but the amount of pressure that you have to put is surprisingly light. You want to think that the fluid is just under your skin. So you just want to draw that layer right underneath your skin towards your belly button. That's it. Now prepare to start wiggling your toes. You're just going to be scrunching your toes inward and then lifting them up towards the ceiling as you breathe with your diaphragm. If you are having a very difficult time doing diaphragm breathing as you're scrunching your toes, just focus on scrunching your toes and we'll come back to diaphragm breathing later. But it's definitely recommended to try to master doing both simultaneously. When we start to move the muscles, we are starting to move the fluids as well. So that is why we're starting from the toes and then working our way all the way up to the hips eventually. And try to stay focused, and if at any point in time you feel a burning sensation, just take a little bit of a rest. Now we're just going to do what's called ankle pumps. So we're going to switch back and forth as if we're pressing down on a gas pedal. Back and forth, and of course, making sure we're trying to include diaphragmatic breathing at the same time. As I said before, if you have a difficult time doing both, just work on the ankle pumps, and again, we'll go back to that diaphragmatic breathing later on. Only a couple more here. And now we're going to switch, bending the knees at the hip, gliding it along the table or the bed or the couch, whatever surface you're lying on. And controlling this. If this is too fast of a pace for you, just go at the speed you are most comfortable with. And if you need to, you can even just pair it with diaphragm breathing. So you can see I'm moving my legs about 2 times as I'm inhaling, and then another 2 as I'm exhaling. I am able to coordinate both very easily. So if, again, I know I sound like a broken record, if you have difficulty doing so at the same time, just focus on the legs and come back to the diaphragmatic breathing later on. We're going to perform a couple more here. And now we'll bring up both knees and just take a little bit of a rest. We're going to now draw the fluids up again right into the belly button area and putting a very, very light pressure. Remember, we're just trying to engage the fluids that are just below the skin level. So please put an even lighter pressure than you would think, about the weight of your hand. That is it. No more extra pressure other than that. If you can, continue to inhale and exhale, practicing abdominal breathing. And if you do need a few more seconds here to rest, you can pause the video and just do this a little bit longer. Otherwise, we're going to start to perform butterfly positions of the legs and let the knees fall out to the side and back in. Now, when performing this, if this is too intense for you, what you can do is you can put pillows on either sides of your knees that will protect how far your knees can fall out to the side. That way you don't have to have any fear of getting stuck or anything like that. So just do what you need to do. Remember to try to breathe with your abdomen. And imagine the liquids around your legs diminishing. The circumference around your ankles and feet are becoming smaller. And here's the last one. We're going to be moving on to glute squeezes. So you want to imagine you're squeezing your glutes together as if you're trying to pinch a penny right between your cheeks. So when you squeeze, you can also try to pair this with diaphragmatic breathing. Now, I even had a little bit of a challenge with the coordination of this. So if you were doing fine up until now, don't sweat it. This is something that you will get better and better at every time you do it. So just do your best, but primarily focus on the activation of the muscles as we're trying to work the fluids up your legs into your abdominal cavity area. 2 more glute squeezes here. Control that down and then squeeze again and control down. Now, big finale here. If you can, you're going to squeeze your glutes and lift yourself up into what's called a glute bridge and control down. Now, if this is something where you can't go into a complete tabletop, you can even just lift your glutes off an inch off the bed or the table or the floor or whatever surface you are using. And I'm sure you've guessed it, if you can, pair this with abdominal breathing. When you lower your glutes, that's when you are going to inhale and distend your belly. And when you lift your hips and glutes, you are going to exhale. Lower, inhale, lift, exhale. We have 5 more glute bridges here. So if you need a break, take it. You will get stronger and stronger every time you do it. Last one, really try to squeeze your glutes and make it the best one. And control down. Don't let your hips smash onto the bed or the floor. Now gently let your knees fall side to side. We're now doing torso twists or knee twists. Control the movement, make it very intentional. Now we can go a little bit faster here for 3 if you can. And then now slow it down as you inhale, and exhale when you come back to the middle. Now do 3 a little faster if you can. Breathing normal. And then now switching to slow inhale and exhale as you recover. Inhale and exhale as you recover. Slowly straighten your knees out and brush the fluids up towards your belly button again with just the weight of your hand. You're not putting any more pressure than just making contact with the skin and bringing those fluids up into the abdominal cavity. And that's it. You made it. You completed the full video. As mentioned before, you can do this video 2 to 3 times a day, especially if you are in a need to do this. This is definitely something that you want to consider multiple times a day. If you have anybody in your life you know would benefit from this video just like you, be sure to tag them in this video, share this video with them, and be sure to subscribe, because once you do, you will be notified of any other videos that I release in the future.